Hello everybody, my name is Uhfgood, and today I'm doing a little bit different. First, I'm gonna make sure that my stopwatch is always on top. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that the stopwatch only goes to about 10 minutes so that I can keep it in the 10 to 12 minute range. Secondly, I'm kind of doing like sort of I don't know if you call it a dry run or what, but I'm going to try to make it. I'm going to try to do uh, six chunks or 6 days worth because we're just doing 4 a day now. Um, but essentially, what I wanted to do originally, of course, was to actually um, I wanted to switch off in between different aspects of uh, my game creation. So let's. I'm trying to think of something here. I don't want to get. I don't want this to get too boring, but this is going to be more or less talking. Not exactly though, but so basically, uh, actually let's bring up the text here. All right. So originally I had wanted to do adventure elements. I don't even know if I'm going to follow this or if I'm going to restart. Start one deadline August 1st, 2020. So by a year from now, I should be done with the first part apparently. Okay, so do I want to do this in the to do or what do I want to do it in? I don't really have a schedule, right? So hmm finished items. So I'm going to do this in the to-do list area. We'll put the to-do list down at the bottom. No, actually, I'm going to put this thing down at the bottom. Okay, let's copy this. Like that. And let's do a, let's call it rotation. Because I don't know, it's not really a rotation or anything except for the different aspects. So what I was doing here, right, was 6 days, right? I don't do on Sunday. Sunday I usually do my little live streaming for Sundays, but I don't always get to the Sunday live streams. Although I do get to the nightly live streams. Anyways, that's not important. What is important is okay, so originally, because of I wanted to learn different stuff and I wanted to do different things, and I wanted to make sure that nothing got so boring that I had to quit or put it on the shelf or whatever. And um, when I've been doing like the John Lemon tutorial and the Blender 3D Noob to Pro book wiki book, um, I would go like a segment or a section or a chunk to the point I felt comfortable in quitting or not quitting, but switching to something else. But originally, what I wanted to do is I wanted to do just like an hour of each thing, like every day, right? Um, so basically, we have 6 days out of the 7, and we have so that then we got like essentially 6 subjects, but it's not really six subjects, it's 3 subjects. Okay, so what that means is what you have here for any game or any kind of deal like this, right? You got audio, you got visual, and you got I would like to say writing. I'll say writing, but writing is going to encompass things like design, um, not necessarily visual design, because visual character design could happen in the visual part of it. But I might not do that. I might put that in the writing part. The visual might be actually literally making content rather than the actual characters themselves. Because I want to do one thing where I actually work on the characters. It's actually not entirely true. I can do that in the visual. In fact, that's probably what I'm going to do. But okay, so writing can encompass. Why don't I just say design? Why don't I say game design instead of writing? Okay, so audio would include. Now, of course, you can divide this up into subcategories. You can do, whatever, etc. and so forth. But their main things are going to be music and sound effects. And yes, I'm going to have to learn to compose music. And I obviously won't be very good. It'll be like some people's programmer art. It'll be my programmer music or something, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so yeah, I understand there isn't that much here. In fact, the screenshot there isn't going to be much in the way of visual interest for the screenshot, but that kind of doesn't matter. Okay, so for the visual, what we have is, can we divide it up into two things? Now, obviously, there are more aspects. In other words, if I design a character, if I make a model sheet, if I if I sculpted a maquette, a real one or digital, obviously there are different deals for that. So, but what we're gonna focus on the two main things here. We're gonna focus on backgrounds and animation. Okay. So that would be your visual. Now, these are still just like components of a game, right? Okay, so for game design, what I'm going to have is story and coding, I guess. And the only reason I'm doing that, actually the main reason I'm doing these split ups like this is because I can focus on one thing for each day or for each particular hour-long segment, right? Now, there's going to be basically there's going to be different things. Okay, for instance, for the backgrounds, I might be doing I might be learning the wiki book, right? Because learning Blender is actually a visual part. And then for animation, I might be designing my character. But also, animation could include actual animation. Backgrounds can include, you can do items. This is just kind of like a general thing. It's like Visual 1 and Visual 2, okay? So I'm not a stickler. In other words, I'm not always going to be working on backgrounds on the background hour, or however you want to say it. I'm not going to always be working on the actual literal animation, 2D animation that I'm going to do, right? Sometimes it's going to be items, and sometimes it's just going to be whatever different visual elements, right? So, and then music and sound effects they're pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna have to learn how to compose music, and then mixing and all that stuff. And then of course game design, story, and coding. Okay, so story can be can be stuff like puzzles. It can be the actual story. It can be character creation or character design, but not the visual part of the design, because that would be in my visual time, right? So, but story can include coming up with the characters, right? Coding would be scripting. It would be doing tutorials on Unity and whatever Armory, and doing Unreal, because I'm still planning on looking at Unreal. So these are the main dealies. So basically, my dry run is today, and already I've actually wasted half an hour. Um, well, I didn't waste half an hour because I just made this video. Um, so really, I should have had everything set up beforehand, but that doesn't really matter right now. What matters right now is that uh, I'm, for each hour or for each chunk, I'm going to do one of each of these for each day. So today I'm just kind of doing this kind of quickie kind of dry run. Well, I call it a dry run, but really basically it's just a thing just to see if I can do it. If I can, you know, I have 6 hours that I'm going to be working on my games during the day, and I'm going to see if I can make 6 hours worth of video. It's like not actually 6 hours worth of video. It's like 12. It's 48 minutes for every hour. So really, it's going to end up being like 4 hours and something, right? But that's kind of beside the point. Anyways, so that's the end of this uh, this video. We'll see you in the next one. I guess I can put this in the quote unquote game design area, story coding, whatever. Um, just because I'm gonna want to get to these other things. Anyways, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.